Hey K-popers, welcome back to Hallyu and welcome back to a brand new K-pop news roundup. Wow, has this been a busy week. YG is replacing Blackpink's latest MV, a major celebrity came out as gay for the first time in 2 decades, bombshell revelations about Stellar and 9Muses were made public, and we had a huge number of debuts and comebacks this week too. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to be on this list and show off your bias group to everyone watching, you can support my work on Patreon. Patrons also have a say in lots of videos before they're released, so if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu, come join us over on Patreon. We've got so much to talk about, so let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news roundup for October 11th, 2020. We'll start with Blackpink, whose MV for Lovesick Girls is going to be replaced, believe it or not. YG has been receiving lots of backlash regarding scenes in the video for Lovesick Girls where Jennie is in a sexy nurse outfit. Fans are upset that nurses are being portrayed this way, given how frontline workers are risking their lives every day this year to save lives. YG initially released a statement asking people to interpret the scenes in line with the lyrics Jennie was singing, but they've since complied with fans' requests. So, Lovesick Girls will be edited and replaced very soon. Personally, I think in a vacuum, there's no problem with Jennie's outfit. However, regardless of the intention, the optics are admittedly really bad here because of the heroes that nurses have become this year. It's unfortunate timing, but YG is, in my view, making the right choice here. The late Guhara's ex-boyfriend has been denied bail. The Supreme Court rejected Choi Jong-boom's bail application this week. Jong-boom has been sentenced to 1 year in prison for 5 charges surrounding assaults and threats made against the former Kara member, including causing injury, intimidation, coercion, property damage, and sexual violence. I'm really glad the courts are recognizing how horrible what Jong-boom did is here, and I hope his appeal later this month will also be denied. Kwon Dowoon has come out as gay. The famous trot singer is known by his stage name Kwon, and he debuted in 2010. Dowoon actually revealed in a statement this week that he had people close to him trying to dissuade him from coming out. Among other things, he said, "Going forward, I want to become someone who can speak out for the voices of sexual minorities." This is an astounding fact, but he's the first major celebrity in Korea to come out as gay in over 20 years. Hopefully, this gives other celebrities the courage to do so as well. There were multiple bombshells dropped this week on MBN's show Miss Back. Firstly, former Stellar member Gayoung revealed just how much she's still affected by the sexy concept she was forced into while in the group. As you can see in these clips, Stellar had 2 extremely suggestive comebacks in Marionette and Vibrato. Gayoung revealed that she still gets inappropriate messages and comments from people to this day. She said it's gotten so bad that she never wears clothing that reveals her legs anymore, even in the summertime, because she hates people seeing her legs. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only bombshell on the show either. Former 9Muses member Sera also shared a similarly harrowing story. She discussed how she was demoted as leader in the group for crying after seeing her younger members in garter belts for their first performance as a group, as you can see in this footage. When rewatching the MV for No Playboy, their debut song, she couldn't help but cry. Now, I should say, a lot has changed in the industry since these 2 groups had these comebacks, and I'd like to think that idols do have a lot more say with their music nowadays than back then. However, that doesn't change the fact that these regrettable things did happen, so I hope the industry takes these stories as motivation to continue improving. Well, Blinks, you're going to be really happy with me because this week we're switching out the BTS news segment for Blackpink news. Blackpink is scheduled to appear on JTBC's Knowing Bros for the first time in over 3 years, with the episode airing on the 17th. And the girls will be appearing on Running Man soon. Blackpink also broke the first week sales record for a girl group on the first day. Hanteo reported approximately 590,000 sales on day 1 for the album, smashing IZ*ONE's record of 389,334 copies in the first week for One Eric Diary. And lastly, the album debuted at number 2 on the UK Albums Chart, which is the highest any female Korean album has ever reached on the chart. Alright, now let's take a quick break before we get to more news to talk about some great new releases from the past week. And boy, October is really heating up as there were a ton of debuts and comebacks this week. Let's start with one of those debuts, which is the boy group WeI and their song Twilight. Cosmo Girls debuted a new subunit called Chocomi with the song Humph that is very reminiscent of Orange Caramel's music. SF9 are back with the song Shine Together, a wholesome MV for their fans. X-Girls Generation member Sooyoung collaborated with the Cheer Up Girls Challenge and released this song called Be Yourself. And speaking of SNSD, Taeyeon's younger sister Hayeon made her debut with Eyes on You. Dawn went hard this week in his latest release called Dawndididawn. Monsta X member Kyuhyun released a mixtape with the lead single Smoky under the name Joohoney. Girl group Weki Meki is back with a dance-heavy song called Cool. Kyuhyun has gifted us Daystar, which is another beautiful ballad from the Super Junior member. And speaking of beautiful ballads, Ailey is back with a ballad called When We Were in Love. And we've got yet another debut this week, this one being the soloist Kim Hae-ri with OOTD. Boy group NU'EST released a Japanese song this week too called Drive. And last but not least, Golden Child dropped an ultra catchy tune in Pump It Up. There were of course lots of other songs released in this busy week in K-pop, so share the new music you've got on repeat down in the comments. Personally, I've let my undying Soshi bias just take over, and I've been listening to Hayeon on repeat. Now, back to the news. For the first time in over 2 years, an SM group will be performing on M Countdown. NCT U will be on the Mnet music show next week. This is yet another sign that Mnet and SM are becoming friendlier, and perhaps this even means SM artists will be included in the Mamas this year, who knows? Refund Expedition will be donating all of the proceeds from their upcoming debut to charity. This is quite generous because all 4 of the members individually are pop culture icons in Korea, and all indications point to this debut being huge in Korea. Dara spilled the tea this week about 2NE1 members dating. On the show Love Naggers Season 3, Dara revealed that she was the only one who abided by YG's 5-year no dating rule for its idols, saying that CL, Bom, and Minzy were all secretly dating while the group was active. And speaking of Dara, she donated 30,000 masks this week through Celebi. The masks are going to several children's focused organizations, including the Korea Pediatric Cancer Foundation. It's come out this week that back in July, Girls' Generation's Yuri purchased a 5-story building in Gangnam, Seoul for $11 million US. The building is occupied by a famous game company in Korea, and it's expected that she's going to make some pretty big returns on her investment of over 10% per year. Singer-songwriter Lauv hosted a conference yesterday, which was World Mental Health Day, and Ace's Byeongkwan was one of the speakers. He discussed mental health in isolation. VIX's Ravi is now the most copyrighted K-pop idol. According to the Korea Music Copyright Association, Ravi is credited on 183 songs, taking over the #1 spot from Big Bang's G-Dragon, who has 174 songs to his name. I should note though that to be credited you only need to write a single verse for a song, not necessarily the whole song, so G-Dragon might still be on top in that category. ONEUS's 4th album Lived has passed 100,000 copies sold. This is the first time the group has reached this milestone, and it marks a 233% increase in sales from their previous album in its time. The other 3 members of KARD have personally sent J.Seph off to the military. In a beautiful gesture, Somin, BM, and Jiwoo all personally traveled to J.Seph's hometown without any staff to send their fellow member off. And last but not least, while we're on the military theme, SHINee's Key, VIX's N, and 2AM's Jinwoon have all been officially discharged from military service. Key also shared a delightful message to fans and promised lots of activities in the future. Alright, now let's talk about what happened on music shows this week. First off, Show Champion did not have a broadcast, so there were only 5 trophies handed out this week. The boys started off the week strong, taking another 2 wins for their song The Stealer on the show and in Countdown. BTS then took another 2 wins for Dynamite, making their total 18 wins for this song. And on Inkigayo, Blackpink got girl groups on the board with their first win for Lovesick Girls. Do you think boy groups will continue their success on music shows next week? Let me know down in the comments. Alright K-popers, after that incredibly busy week, you are officially caught up on everything going on in the K-pop world. Let me know what new songs and news items stood out to you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the K-pop news and entertainment that's coming to you each and every single week here at Hallyu.